Good morning all. In last class we were discussed about the electric vehicle charging system. In today's session we are going to deal with the roles and responsibilities of power electronic converter system in electric vehicles. In power electronic converter, we know that it can power up the electric motor and drive the electric motor as per the need and requirement of the electric vehicle, and also it is used to power up all the peripheral devices of the electric vehicle. So let us go into the topic now. The power electronic converters and electric motors in electric vehicles comes under the course outcome 1 is to enumerate the layout of electric vehicles, system components and electronic control systems, under which learning outcome 1 is to discuss the layout of an electric vehicle, under which specific outcome 7 is to explain the role of power electronic converters and electric motors in electric vehicles. So in this class, we are going to see about the roles and responsibilities of power electronic converter systems and electric motors in electric vehicles. Already we discussed about the electric vehicle layout in previous class itself. So this is an electric vehicle layout. So we know that already battery pack comprises electric battery modules, coolant systems and battery management systems. So this is a battery charger which is a rectifier system. So we know that the available form of supply at the grid is AC form. So this battery charger converts this AC form of supply into the DC before we are storing the energy into the battery, because battery can allow only the DC to store inside it. After the battery has been stored and its storage capacity is full, now this is a power electronic inverter system, and this is a AC type induction motor. So this power electronic inverter system convert the DC form of supply from the battery into the conditioned and controlled AC supply, and which is fed to the electric motor. So this electric motor, after receiving the controlled and conditioned form of the electrical signal from this power electronic inverter system, the speed and the torque of the electric motor can be regulated, and hence the mechanical transmission system of this electric vehicle can be controlled effectively. This is a DC to DC converter system, or we can say it as a chopper system. So this system will convert the fixed DC into the variable DC, which is taken from the output of the battery, and this system, chopper system, will use to power up the peripheral devices or peripheral loads of the electrical vehicles, like headlight system of electric vehicle, like headlight system of electric vehicle, like audio system of electric vehicles. So in power electronic converter system, the power electronic controller or a converter receives an input from the accelerator pedal and the brake pedal. After the power electronic converter system receives its input from accelerator pedal or the brake pedal, it converts into a conditioned and controlled electrical signal. This is fed into the electric motor in order to regulate the speed and the torque of the electric motor, which is applied to the mechanical drive system of the electric vehicles. Suppose if motors are considered to be a muscle of electric car, and the power electronics converter system or a controller system is considered to be a brain of the electric car, then a controller may be of the DC to DC type converter or a controller, which is said to be a chopper, and which is used to power up the peripheral devices of the electric vehicles, like audio system, headlight system and all other peripheral devices of the electric car. And DC to AC system is an inverter system which is used to power up the electrical motor for achieving the regulated speed and the regulated torque to drive the mechanical drive system of electric vehicles. And next, so this is an electric vehicle or an electric car. So this is a battery charger, which is nothing but the AC to DC converter. We know that available form of supply is AC and it is converted into DC, fed into the high voltage battery to store the large amount of the DC power. And this is an electric motor, AC type motor. So we know that battery can supply only the DC power. Hence, the inverter system is required to convert the available form of DC from the battery into the AC, and it is conditioned and controlled electrical AC signal fed to the electric motor for its speed and the torque control mechanism of the mechanical transmission system of electric vehicles. And this is an bidirectional converter. So this can act as a rectifier as well as this can act as an inverter also. Whenever the motor speed exceeds the rated speed of its electric motor, then this motor can act as an electric generator which generates the regenerated power. So this regenerated power is in the form of DC. Hence this bidirectional converter acts as a rectifier to convert the regenerated AC power into the DC power, and hence the battery hence it is stored inside the battery. And as I told already, this is an DC to DC converter system or a chopper system which can convert the fixed DC into the variable DC in order to power up the peripheral loads or ancillary loads like audio system, headlight system and all other peripheral load system of the electrical vehicle or electrical car. So this DC to DC converter system or a chopper system is taken its input from the battery itself. Next, so the available form of electric vehicles or the hybrid electric vehicles. Hybrid electric vehicles will comprise both conventional system and the electrical vehicle system. Next is a plug-in hybrid electric vehicles. So in order to charge the electric battery inside the hybrid electric vehicle, we need to plug in into the charging stations or a charging system that is said to be the plug-in hybrid electric vehicles. Next is a fuel cell electric vehicle which is used to power up the electric vehicle for its mobilization. We know that the fuel cell is an energy generator which generates a green energy to power up the electric vehicle for its mobilization. Next is a battery electric vehicle or simply the electric vehicles. So here all these types of electric vehicles needs the power electronic converter systems and electrical motor for its mobilization or propulsion. Next, so this is electric drive motors. So the preferable type of electric motor in the electric vehicle is a high starting torque motor. So we know that DC series motor, permanent magnet brushless DC motor, permanent magnet synchronous motor, switched reluctance motors are having the high starting torques. So as already know that DC series motor is having high starting torque. It can withstand the huge load at all of a sudden at beginning stage itself. But this DC series motor has brushes and commutator, hence it requires a high maintenance. Whereas in case of permanent magnet brushless DC motor, there is no brush and commutator in it. So it does not require a high maintenance. This high maintenance requirement can be avoided in case of the permanent magnet brushless DC motor. These two motors, brushless DC motor and DC series motor, are used in the low speed application of the electric vehicles, whereas permanent magnet synchronous motor and the switched reluctance motor are used in the high speed used in the high range or long range applications of the electric vehicles like electrical train, electrical bus and so on. This permanent magnet reluctance motor, here the rotor is a permanent magnet, whereas all other operations are as same as that of the synchronous synchronous motor, and switched reluctance motor are commercially available in the market, and it is easy to access, and it is also used for the long range application of the electric vehicles. Next one is the induction type motor. Basically it is a low starting torque motor only, but by varying the input level of voltage and the input level of the frequency, this induction type motor can this induction type motor can have a high starting torque at the beginning stage. So this is what the idea you must know about the roles and responsibilities of power electronic converter systems as well as the electric drive motors in electric vehicles.